Hello and welcome. My name is Carissa Stringer. I am the VP of Product Marketing here at Citrix. And joining me today is Adam Lotz, Director of Product Marketing at Citrix as well. We are excited to be speaking with you, talking about making the transition from VDI to DaaS. So let's go ahead and kick it off. I always like to start off these presentations by asking why change? Citrix has recently announced a lot of changes in the way that we are branding and packaging our solutions. So let's go through and have a look as to why we did some of this analysis, how we've come about making the decision to change, which is really based on you, our customers. It's very likely that you're joining today's webinar because you've heard all the announcements that we've made regarding our branding strategy, our packaging strategy. And while that announcement was made on April 1st, I'm happy to share with you it was a very long, extensive research process that made us get to the point that we are today. So over the last 9 to 10 months, we've done pretty extensive market research. Some of you may have participated even in customer surveys and interviews that we've had. We reached out to our joint partners to ask them about market dynamics and market changes, and even looked at some of the key personas that we have that are utilizing our solutions. Then we aggregated all that data and went out and said, how can we take the solutions that we offer you today and make them more attractive? And the results of all that research really led us to a couple key conclusions. The first one was we needed to design the solutions and packages Citrix offers to be really use case specific. So target our offers based on a specific buyer need, a business outcome, and really assess how we package the solutions that Citrix provides. The second one, and I always like to tell this story, when Citrix initially introduced cloud services, we wanted to make it very easy for our on-premises customers to make the transition to the cloud service. So we matched like for like additions and products between on-premises and the cloud solution. And that was done with the intention of making it very easy to transition. Well, it's been quite a few years since those initial releases, and we have a lot more feature and functionality in the cloud services. So we're reassessing those solutions to increase the value, provide more features and functionality. And next, based on the research, it was literally divided down the middle. Half of the respondents wanted the ability to kind of customize the solution, be able to have a core service, and add additional functionality as desired. The other half wanted a comprehensive offer from Citrix that offered all the features and capabilities of our solutions and our services. So I'm excited to share some more details with you on that as well. So the first big announcement that we have is that Citrix is moving away from the workspace bundles that we previously offered. So if you aren't familiar, today we have Workspace Premium Plus, Premium Standard, and Essentials. Instead, what we're doing to give customers that choice to be able to modularize or build their own workspace environment is we're actually making packages and solutions based on specific categories. So for example, we have a new set of packaging for our content collaboration offers. We have a new set of packages for our app delivery and security. And of course, the focus of this presentation, which is the new set of offers that we have for our VDI and DaaS solutions. However, I want to make this part very clear. Just because Citrix is moving away from workspace bundles does not mean we're moving away from workspace solutions. We're still continue to be committed to being a digital workspace leader. We're just making it much easier for you to build the workspace that your users need. So what do I mean by a build your own workspace approach? First, you have to start with the users. A user that you might have in a call center or contact center, their digital workspace needs may be very different from what you have as an executive. This new modular approach from Citrix makes it very easy for you to assemble the cloud services that we have always offered into the right type of digital workspace solution based on independent user needs. So I'll talk through a lot more details on the packaging, but let me go ahead and hand it over to Adam.
Thanks, Carissa. And as we look across the corporate IT landscape, we can really see how the world of work is changing. And I'd say the biggest driver there is this new push for hybrid work and the expectation that employees can be working anywhere on any sort of device and have all the tools they need to be productive, regardless of where they're at. And along with that, we see a big push for IT modernization. And that means different things for different kinds of IT shops. But generally, we think of modernization as a shift towards cloud or hybrid cloud environments, more reliance on SaaS and web applications to get things done, and generally decentralizing that typical data center model. At the same time, employee experience has become more and more important. And today, the expectations for IT and the services you provide are higher than ever. And frankly, if you're not providing a great experience for your employees from their IT applications and the services they use, they're going to start looking elsewhere. So it's important that we nail down these concepts and really provide a fantastic experience for our users as we secure our environments and deliver better IT services. And as we look towards these changes, we've seen a real evolution in desktop delivery. Now, many of you, of course, have done physical desktop management. I used to do that as well. And in this world, we were very much tied to the hardware we provisioned at the time, right? You would set up a PC on a user's desk, you would mail them a laptop. It was a pretty inflexible experience for that user. And very often the software set they got and certainly the capabilities of that machine were determined when you shipped it out. And often by the time that made it to a user, it was out of date, it was complex to set up, it was difficult to use. And we looked for ways to simplify that with technologies like VDI that Citrix really pioneered 20 years ago. And with VDI and centralized computing, we got those benefits of improved flexibility and centralized management of your environment, and really could secure everything and protect your content in that bubble inside the data center or maybe the public cloud. But these tended to be large projects, right? A VDI rollout could have taken months to years. It could have been millions of dollars in upfront costs. And it was generally viewed as complex. We had a very specialized set of IT folks that were delivering these environments. And now, as the evolution of IT has taken place and we see more reliance on cloud services, I think it's really a natural fit that we look at desktops as a service to provide out the benefits that IT needs while also enabling our end users. And people often ask me, hey, what's really the difference between VDI and DaaS? And I'd like to look at that as the complexity of management and where you're delivering those services from, right? And if I could boil it down to one key concept, when we talk about VDI, we're typically talking about big on-premises projects that IT is fully managing. And we're talking about DaaS, now we're talking about hybrid environments where you've got a control plane in the cloud and you've offloaded some of that management and maintenance of your environment itself to your vendor, in this case, Citrix, right? So we can provide all of the infrastructure for delivering your desktops and offload those mundane tasks from IT while you all can focus on delivering the actual workloads, the apps and desktops themselves, that are really what's adding value inside your environment. So with that, we're happy to announce that our Citrix Virtual Apps and Desktops service is now rebranded and refocused as Citrix DaaS. And as we go through this transition, and as we add exceptional value to our administrators in cloud management, cloud flexibility, and hybrid cloud environments, I think it's really important to talk about some of the technologies that we've rolled out and the way that desktops as a service is influencing our industries and why we've made this change and how it helps us separate sort of the future of that centralized computing model from some of the historic challenges we saw people have with VDI. When I look across the Citrix DaaS lineup, what we're trying to do is give you a comprehensive solution for all of your app and desktop delivery needs. Whether you're still largely on-premises in the data center, or your customer has moved fully to a cloud-first strategy for IT deployments, we've got a great offering for you that can encompass all these different use cases and service a number of unique user populations inside your deployment. And as I look at this, I'll say, you know what, the majority of our customers today are hovering in that hybrid space, or maybe even leaning just a little bit towards the on-premises side of things. And that's okay. As we talk about Citrix DaaS, there are a couple things I want to reinforce for you. First, when we talk about cloud management, the benefits of a DaaS solution, that absolutely encompasses our customers with on-premises workloads today. Migrating to the Citrix DaaS service gives you a hybrid DaaS model that lets you take advantage of cloud feature and management benefits while still leveraging your on-prem data center capacity for as long as you see fit. So don't be worried about that. And next, just because we've lost the apps from the product name doesn't mean that application virtualization isn't important to us. We've got many customers delivering their mission-critical apps from the Citrix DaaS service, as in many cases, that's the most efficient and cost-effective delivery mechanism. So importantly, as you look at expansion or retiring on-prem data centers, we've got a great offering across all these different capabilities, and Citrix DaaS is one solution for you, no matter where you're at on this cloud journey. Now, when I talk to customers about how they're using DaaS today, a number of different trends tend to come out of those conversations. So first of all, it's important to remember that when we talk about DaaS workloads, we're really trying to simplify IT and enable secure, flexible work for our end users. Now, those users have increasingly unique needs as we've all transitioned to this new mode of flexibility and where we're working from. And really over the last couple of years, we've seen dramatic changes there in the type of applications our users are using and the locations and devices they're connecting from. So certainly we're really focused at Citrix on meeting these new needs and providing the best performing workspaces for what our users are doing. I think a great example of that is the sudden uptick we've seen in interactive voice and video conferencing solutions like Microsoft Teams. So that's an area where we've really focused a lot of our investment lately to make sure our end users are always getting that great interactive experience. Now at the same time, DaaS is helping IT accelerate their modernization initiatives. So I talk a lot of IT leaders and CIOs who really are looking at either cloud first or cloud native solutions. And for them, our hybrid DaaS control plane is a fantastic option because it lets them make that transition at their own pace. You can use your on-prem resources today, you can start to roll out cloud capacity, or even just migrate to our DaaS control plane while still managing those on-prem resources and see the benefits in terms of IT time spent on maintenance and management and really streamline your day-to-day operations so that you're not spending time just maintaining servers and services, but really focusing on the business value that your users need and delivering a better app and desktop experience for them, whether those are for existing users, whether it's for contractors or helping to onboard new capacity. There's a lot of different ways that DaaS can help accelerate what you're doing and really improve the processes you have in place in IT. And anytime we talk about DaaS, I think it's important to point out that Citrix provides a single solution that integrates with all the major public cloud vendors. If you have on-prem workloads, hybrid cloud, or even hybrid multi-cloud deployments, we're continuously investing in technology to simplify the management of these deployments and make it easier to consume different types of capacity as your needs change. While we do that, using our cloud services offers real value in that new features are available to you on a continuous basis. And we've recently added improved visibility to features that have just been rolled out or those that are coming soon. So I'd encourage all of you to go out and check out updates.cloud.com to keep track of the latest DaaS enhancements that are going to be available. So there are real tangible benefits to moving to our DaaS service. In flexibility, the benefits we talked about in the hybrid cloud model, where you can use your on-prem capacity, as well as new cloud hosting, is important as you look to modernize IT today. And getting faster value out of your deployment, being able to quickly deploy new service features, new workloads, and new use cases for DaaS is a big step forward compared to typical on-prem VDI environments. And when I talk to existing Citrix customers, especially those that have had app and desktop deployments on-prem for years, one thing that stands out to me is how outdated some of those environments have become. And sometimes we'll have discussions around features and functionality only to find out that a company's on-prem deployment is years out of date, and maybe they don't even have a planned upgrade on the books. Using our DaaS management plane means they'll never have to wait for an upgrade cycle to deploy a new feature, and really lets you take advantage of everything that we're building right away. So with that shift to cloud services, you also buy yourselves improved business continuity and disaster recovery. And by letting Citrix manage that critical infrastructure, you'll take advantage of our global footprint, simplifying your DR and VC goals. Last but not least, we've all rolled out large data center projects to increase capacity, and I know that can be really complicated. By leveraging cloud hosting for new capacity or specific workloads, you can add in pay-as-you-grow consumption alongside your existing resources, and that's going to save you IT dollars while meeting those new business goals.
And now let's transition and talk about what are the actual packaging changes that Citrix is making to make it easier for you to make that transition into desktops as a service, really increasing the product value and making it much easier to deploy. When we talk about our packaging changes that Citrix has implemented, I like to look at it as three key categories. The first one is our Hyperscaler Citrix packages. These new packages are being done in partnership with our strategic partnerships with the hyperscalers like Microsoft, Google, and AWS. These are new offers from Citrix. They're really designed to be fast and easy, desktops as a service solutions. You can get up and running in a matter of clicks from your favorite hyperscaler. They have shorter terms. You can do monthly or yearly terms, really targeted for that kind of maybe contractor or temporary worker use case. And they are also available in the relative hyperscalers marketplace, so making it very fast and easy to transact. The next category, digital transformation, we still have a lot of existing customers today with on-premises solutions that are looking to make that transition to desktops as a service or modernizing their modernizing their infrastructure by making the transition to cloud services. And this is where you see that request for use case specific solutions. We have three key use case specific solutions. We'll have an apps only option, an apps and desktops, and our last option is an apps and desktops with heightened security features and capabilities. The last option that I will highlight is, remember how I mentioned that the data was divided, where half of the customers wanted solutions that were more modular, where they could pick and choose the features. The other half really wanted that best-in-class Citrix market-leading functionality, and that's where we have a brand new comprehensive package that brings it together, the best-in-breed features and capabilities we have across all of our offerings into one unique Citrix desktop as a service solution. So these are our hyperscaler specific packages, really designed in partnership with our strategic alliances such as Microsoft Azure and Google Cloud. We are working with AWS. I just simply don't have anything to announce there quite yet, but stay tuned. And obviously these packages are really designed for flexibility, being able to get up fast and running on the native hyperscalers. So let's walk through each one of these offers in more detail. So first, let's take a deeper look at DaaS standard for Azure. This was previously CVAD or Citrix Virtual Apps and Desktop standard for Azure, but we have rebranded as Adam highlighted, and we are strengthening the value of that offer. So DaaS standard for Azure available both in yearly and monthly terms and at user or concurrent user options. But there are a few key differences I'll call your attention to. The first one is we're bringing more flexibility in the resource location where you would host your virtual apps and desktops. You can now select one resource location. You can host all your apps and desktops in Azure, or you can opt to host them on premises. So that is a change from the previous offer. The next offer I'll call your attention to is workspace environment management. So this great service provides a better user experience, higher scalability, enhanced performance that is now being included in the DaaS standard for Azure offer. Next up, we have DaaS Premium. This is an enhanced offer. I'm just simply going to highlight for now that it is available on Azure Marketplace. And if you wait one moment, we will dive into that one in more detail on the next slide. Next up, we have DaaS Standard for Google. This is a brand new offering Citrix just announced. We announced the availability of the service as well as its presence on Google Marketplace. So it's a brand new service, but let me call out a few highlights for you. So of course it is available in both that user and concurrent user, yearly and monthly. Of course, the discounts get greater as the commitments get longer. Obviously, we're looking at Windows Server or server hosted desktops and multi-session applications, given that it's Google Cloud. We're giving customers that same flexibility. They can select one resource location. So it's either an on-premises resource location for their virtual apps and desktops running on any hypervisor, or on Google Cloud. And of course, we're strengthening the features, bringing in key capabilities such as workspace environment management service. And last but definitely not least on our hyperscaler specific offers is our new DaaS Premium for Google. So again, a brand new offer designed specifically for Google Cloud. I will highlight you get that same flexibility, user, device, or concurrent, and then per user per month. This is the first time Citrix has offered our premium solutions in a monthly offer. So I will call your attention to that. Of course, given that it's on Google Cloud, you're looking at the server-based desktops or multi-session hosted applications running on Windows Server. And here now you do have that flexibility. You can run Google Cloud or on-premise, or you can do a hybrid model that's Google Cloud and on-premises solutions. So we'll walk through some of the key feature details here in the next slides. In this section, I like to call our hybrid DaaS offers. So next we'll transition into the Citrix hybrid DaaS solutions, but I want to take a moment and talk through that term hybrid DaaS. I will say it was a new term for me, so I'm going to assume that it's a new term for you as well. I hope that's okay. But let's chat through what we mean by hybrid DaaS. So in this case, we're really looking at the Citrix management plane or the Citrix controllers or brokers kind of running as a cloud service, and then giving customers that flexibility to really host virtual apps and desktops wherever they need. So it could be in an on-premises hypervisor or hyperconverged infrastructure in a dedicated public cloud, a combination of both. And of course, that really helps ensure that the customer experience is consistent indifferent of where your virtual apps and virtual desktops are hosted. So let's take a moment and dive through our hybrid DaaS solutions. And I'm happy to share with you, these are our 4 new Citrix Desktops as a Service offerings. So we'll walk through each one of the new offers individually, and I'll highlight some of the new features and capabilities, as well as we'll talk through some of the additional benefits we have coming with hybrid rights. First up, let's talk about our brand new Citrix DaaS Advanced service. So this service is going to have all the features and capabilities that we have in the Virtual Apps Advanced service today to make it easy to reference. Plus, we are bringing in that new premium session recording capability. Next up, we have Citrix DaaS Advanced Plus. So this is again going to have every feature and capability we have in the Virtual Apps and Desktop Service Advanced Edition today. Plus, we are bringing in that new, which was previously a premium only feature of session recording. So let me talk about each one of these core services and how it relates back to the research that we previously did. So in both cases, I mentioned how we wanted to be use case specific. So an apps or server hosted apps and desktops package plus a comprehensive apps and desktop package. Those are the core services. And then we're giving you that flexibility where you can see there across the bottom to pick and choose additional features that you'd like to add on to those services. So whether it's Citrix Managed Capacity to make it much easier for you to deliver DaaS solutions, or it's our robust analytics services, our security for app protection, or our brand new adaptive auth service. Next, we have our new DaaS Premium service. This service is going to include all the feature and functionality that we would have in the CVAD Premium service, which of course is the same service that's in Workspace Premium Plus today. Plus, we're adding in our brand new adaptive authentication service. So this is going to give additional multi-factor contextual access based on device posture capabilities, as well as our app protection that's going to protect against keyloggers and screen capture malware. And now we have our brand new DaaS Premium Plus package. This is a brand new package. And again, if you reference back to the customer test data that we had regarding packaging, customers wanted a comprehensive package that included all the best in breed solutions Citrix had for a hybrid DaaS scenario. That is our new DaaS Premium Plus package. It includes all the features that you would have in DaaS Premium, plus for the first time we are including our performance and security analytics capabilities. And I will highlight that we are also for the very first time making our analytics services available for concurrent users. So that's a brand new offer that we have as well. So I do want to take a moment. When we redesigned the entire packaging strategy, obviously we did it across our entire set of workspace solutions. So while I don't have specific callouts in this presentation for the content collaboration offers, they have a new set of packages. We also have a new set of secure private access packages, so both a standard and an advanced option there as well, really tying in nicely with our zero trust story. However, I do want to take a moment and give a nice shout out to our customer success services team. We did all this transformation in partnership with them. They are rebranding their select service into core and introducing a brand new advanced option for customer success services. So I recommend you take a moment and go to citrix.com and learn more about those options as well. So now that we've discussed the new features and capabilities, let's look at the transition and trade up motion. So for familiarity, many of our customers have perpetual licenses that they have purchased for traditional on-premises environments and may be very eager to modernize their infrastructure and transition to that hybrid DaaS solution that gives them greater flexibility to host their virtual apps and desktops anywhere, as well as take advantage of new cloud features. So let's start off the first part of the conversation for customers that may have the Citrix Virtual Apps Advanced Edition. And this isn't all the paths that are available, but I figured I'd highlight some of the key popular paths. So if you are a Virtual Apps Advanced customer, you can transition to the DaaS Advanced service. So that is your transition path. Of course, you have additional paths for trading up. By making that transition, you get all the additional capabilities of the cloud service, auto scale, app and desktop probing, VDI, restore, even image builder capabilities. So much more cloud savvy. Plus, we're getting that additional session recording capabilities. That's not all with that transition motion, but let's start features first. Next up, let's change directions and talk about the Virtual Apps and Desktops Advanced customers, so CVAD Advanced. If you are a customer again today with perpetual licenses that's looking to make that transition to the cloud service, great, you can make that path. We have a transition path for you to the DaaS Advanced Plus offer. Again, all the great features and capabilities of the cloud service, plus you're gaining session recording. Next up, we'll talk about our Premium Edition customers. So if you are a Premium Edition customer on premises today, to get the most value in the cloud service and really unlock the ability for you to take advantage of all those desktops as a service capabilities, we're giving you a transition path to the Citrix DaaS Premium. You're going to gain all the cloud benefits, plus you get that advanced adapt authentication service, so stronger multi-factor zero trust capabilities, plus the app protection, which brings protection against keyloggers and screen captures from malware. And then the last topic to highlight on this slide is a brand new promotion that we have for premium customers. So again, if you're an on-premises premium edition customer, you're eager, or maybe you've been in active conversations with your sales or partner representative talking about modernizing your infrastructure and transitioning to the cloud service, we are actually running a new promotion to help you trade up to the Citrix DaaS Premium Plus service. Of course, that's included of that analytics, both security and performance analytics offer that's available through the end of this year. So a lot of the conversations we've had up to this moment have been focused on the feature benefits of the new packages. I do want to transition and talk a little bit about hybrid rights. So if you aren't familiar with hybrid rights, let me take a moment and explain how hybrid rights works. So again, if you are a customer with a perpetual license that's looking to make that transition to a Citrix DaaS cloud service, we recognize that the transition may take you some time. So during that transition period, you are entitled to the cloud service, but we also give you access to what we call hybrid rights. So this gives you an on-prem term license that lets you continue to run your on-prem environment while you're making that cloud subscription transition. It's not always the highlight of conversations, but what I want to do is take a moment and talk through some of the changes in the increased value that we're adding to hybrid rights. So the first thing I want to call out is a transition that we've made to hybrid rights. So if you are an existing or net new customer that has made that transition or trade up motion to our cloud services and you have hybrid rights, we are making updates so the new features that you would have available in the cloud service, if and where applicable, become applicable to the hybrid rights license you have as well. So let me give you an example. If you were an advanced edition customer on premises today who traded up to the premium edition of the cloud service, you'd get all the premium features of the cloud service. A key example there is app protection, but then your hybrid rights on-prem term license would also match that premium edition and include those capabilities such as app protection in that license file. So that is applicable for new customers and existing customers as well. So there will be a new hybrid rights license that is issued to you if you are interested in taking advantage. No pressure to take advantage. It's simply available if you're interested. Another key change that we are making for hybrid rights, and remember, hybrid rights is eligible as part of that transition and trade up motion. But the key difference here is we are now empowering customers with hybrid rights to install the components of their Citrix DaaS service wherever they would prefer it to be. So for example, let me say you're an existing customer who transitioned to the cloud service. You signed up to do that transition over 2 or 3 years. You now have a hybrid rights on-prem term license. You can take that license and install it on public cloud infrastructure. So you can do a customer managed or IT managed installation of the broker on public cloud. And then you can also provision instances of public cloud resources, your virtual apps and desktops. You can run them on premises, or you can run them on Azure, AWS, and Google Cloud. So this is really important because Citrix just shipped our long-term service release, or the LTSR, in the previous quarter, so the LTSR 2203. If you are an LTSR 2203 customer and you're looking to install that LTSR on public cloud infrastructure, hybrid rights unlocks all the potential for you to take advantage of that. So let me just walk through some changes because obviously going forward there's enhancements to hybrid rights, but many of you may be entitled or already have hybrid rights today. So let me just lay out some of the options for you. If you have hybrid rights and you're using it today, Citrix is not forcing you to change anything. You can continue. That hybrid rights license will work with the LTSR. You can continue to use it for the addition of the service that you have available today. However, Citrix is providing a new hybrid rights license to you in your Citrix.com My account. You can go in and access that license file. If you are interested in taking advantage of the new entitlements that we have available, or you're interested in implementing, say, that LTSR on public cloud infrastructure, or even in an on-prem instance provisioning to public cloud infrastructure. So it's simply a new updated license file that's available to you if you want to take advantage of that. And of course, any customers that are going through the considerations of transition and trade up, you'll get all the benefits of hybrid rights as part of this announcement going forward.
Thanks, Carissa. Let me summarize a few key takeaways. First of all, For our on-prem customers, there's lots of excitement regarding the 2203 long-term service release. And if you're interested in taking advantage of new features as well as public cloud support for our hybrid rights customers, there's a new license file coming to you that will enable public cloud provisioning. And then for existing Citrix Virtual Apps and Desktops service customers, all of the DaaS features and entitlements we talked about will apply to you. For example, if you have Virtual Apps and Desktops Premium today, you'll see the service tile rebranded to DaaS over the next week or two, and new features like app protection and adaptive authentication will be available to you automatically. Watch for notifications inside the product for these changes to take place. And lastly, as you look to expand your environment, be sure to take advantage of your Hyperscaler benefits. If you have Azure spending commitments or Google spending commitments, don't forget that you can even leverage these funds to buy capacity or Citrix products through the Hyperscaler marketplaces.